Welcome to week one's masterclass, Forgiveness is a Spiritual Practice. I'm the Reverend Glenda Walden, a Unity minister who serves at Unity Fort Wayne Spiritual Center. I have found that forgiveness is one of the most important spiritual practices that I can do to keep me aligned with the truth of who I am, to improve my relationships and my well-being. So let's talk about why this is a spiritual practice. What comes to mind when you think about practice? Throughout our lives, we have practiced in order to develop skill. We practiced riding our bike, driving our car. We practiced the skills that we need for our employment in order to become skillful. Now, once we become skillful, most of us don't stop practicing. We continue to improve whatever that is. If you're a runner, your best time. If you're a kayaker, like I am, your distance. When we practice a skill over and over again, we develop mastery. That's why this is a master class. We want to develop mastery at forgiveness. Think about what that word means. What does it mean to you to master something? Merriam-Webster's dictionary tells us that mastery is when something becomes a natural ability. Now think about that in terms of forgiveness. What would it be like if forgiveness was our natural go-to? That when someone did something against us, when something happened that offended us, if instead of becoming resentful, hurt, angry, what if our first response, our natural ability, was to simply forgive? Can you imagine how that might change your life, change our world? In Unity, our co-founder is Charles Fillmore, and he talked about what the importance of forgiveness as a spiritual practice is, how a spiritual practice also not only improves our relationships, it also promotes our spiritual growth. I believe it also promotes our emotional growth and our relational growth, the way that we show up in relationships. Charles Fillmore described forgiveness as a process of giving up the false for the true. It is through forgiveness that true spiritual healing is accomplished. I don't know about you, but I can always use a little more healing. And Iyanla Vanzant, in her book on forgiveness, writes, "The only true way to create a more loving, productive, and fulfilling life is by forgiving the past. Releasing the past restores us to the full energy of the present moment." Great reasons to practice forgiveness, right? So what is forgiveness? What do we mean when we say forgiveness? I always go back to A Course in Miracles and something that I read about forgiveness being giving for. So giving up whatever is causing me suffering, whatever's causing me hurt, giving that idea, that thought up for something that is more beneficial, for something that brings me peace, that brings me love, that brings me harmony. We just heard Charles said forgiveness is giving up the false for the truth. So the false is often our judgments and our belief systems that don't really serve us, for the truth of who we really are, which is divine, which is light, which is whatever you call that spiritual energy that brought us into being. Iyanla Vanzant, in her book on forgiveness, says that forgiveness addresses how we think and feel about others and ourselves, and how these thoughts manifest within our life as energy. What we know from physics is that everything is energy. The work of Dr. Emoto showed us the power of our words. We know that emotion also carries energy, energy that changes things, changes the cellular structure of water and of plants and of other things. Forgiveness is a way for us to transform this energy of unforgiveness, to transform our resentment and our hurt, the things that are causing us suffering. When we are suffering, we are contracted. And when we are contracted, our energy gets clogged up, right? It's not flowing. It's like a pinched garden hose. And the forgiveness practice is a way to untwist the hose, to expand so that the energy can flow through us. When we are unforgiving, we are holding ideas in our mind about who we are and who others are, and the issues that are upsets that have in our life that become thoughts. Thoughts that we think over and over again become beliefs. And beliefs create the judgments that we hold that impacts every relationship and every experience that we have. Iyanla says that forgiveness is a practice that helps us to realign our thoughts and feelings under new conscious management. So aligning our thoughts and our feelings with our true selves, our higher selves, our infinite selves. How do we do that? One of the practices that we use is emotional freedom technique, or tapping. In this course, each week, each of the 4 weeks, we're going to discuss a different forgiveness practice. You will find the right and perfect practice that resonates with you. What I have found is it's helpful to have several practices in my toolkit and to pull out the one that serves me at the time. So our first tool in our toolbox of forgiveness is going to be tapping, also known as the emotional freedom technique. It's based on the idea that we hold negative energy in the form of thoughts, beliefs, and judgments, emotions, and memories about something or someone. We hold them in our bodies. And that this energy, this contraction, creates stress, and it disrupts the flow of energy in our body system. By tapping on meridian points similar to acupuncture and acupressure that are based on these meridian points that we have all over our body, we can unblock the stuck mental, emotional, or psychological discomfort that's caused by these blockages. By tapping on specific meridian points on the body and speaking aloud the thoughts and feelings that we hold, we can stimulate and clear the systems of our body. So again, we're trying to release the blockages. Now you notice it says we're going to speak aloud thoughts and feelings. That's really important because our thoughts carry a vibration. And it is that vibration that keeps us stuck. So we want to create something new. And so speaking aloud is a way of consciously unblocking ourselves. You can find out more on Google, of course, about EFT, emotional freedom technique. You can also, one of my favorite sites is proeft.com. They have a lot of free materials on there, including a chart that shows you the different tapping spots. In the next 21 days, I'm going to challenge you to tap every day. And on the YouTube channel, Glenda Walden, there are 21 videos on different subjects or issues. So each day we're going to identify a specific issue. And when you think about that issue, whether it's yourself or your father or your mother or an ex, you're going to rate, excuse me, you're going to rate the intensity of your emotions from 0 to 5. Then we'll do a clearing the resistance statement. We'll do a setup statement. And then we'll do a tapping sequence. At that point, you will recheck your intensity level. If it is at anything above a 1, then you're going to do the whole series over again. Maybe modifying your tapping, modifying your resistance statement and your setup statement. For this daily practice, you're going to want to find a quiet place where you can sit for 30 minutes, 30 to 60 minutes. She suggests, Iyanla Vanzant suggests that you do it first thing in the morning or last thing at night. I like to do it in the evenings because then I know that as I'm sleeping, I'm kind of allowing things to clear out, detox. You're going to take 3 to 5 minutes, and I do this on the videos, of just kind of quieting your mind, noticing your breath. Once you're settled down, then there is a forgiveness prayer that she has in the book. I have rewritten those forgiveness prayers in Unity language. And so please know that what's on the videos has been revised, and I identify that. And then you're going to use your journal to write out 12 forgiveness statements around, I forgive myself, my mind for thinking. I forgive my mind for thinking. I forgive myself for believing. I forgive myself for judging. So looking at our thoughts, our beliefs, and our judgments. And then you can use those in the tapping sequence. You can process your thoughts and feelings afterwards by journaling if that is helpful to you. And then you always want to end by taking another couple of minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, to settle yourself back down and to quiet your mind again. So that is the tapping process. And we are going to begin by tapping today. All right. So let's take a deep breath in. And exhale. Take another deep breath in. And another exhale. One more deep breath in. One more exhale. I invite you to scan your body from your head to your feet. Notice if there is any discomfort or distress. And now scan your emotions. How are you feeling? No judgments, no trying to change it, just observing and becoming aware. And now, becoming aware of your thoughts. Are they scattered? Are they rapid? Are they focused on one thing? Again, not changing, avoiding judging, simply observing your thoughts. And now come back to your breath. Close your eyes if they're not closed. Bow your head if that's part of your faith tradition. Or simply relax. Know that you can substitute whatever words work for you. But here are my words for our forgiveness prayer. I turn within to that power that is greater than me. Today I call forth the strength, courage, and compassion that are already within me, so that I might forgive myself. I forgive myself for all perceived wrongdoings, faults, mistakes, and failings. I forgive myself for every thought, belief, behavior, perception, and emotion that I've told myself is bad, wrong, unjust, unloving, and not who I want to be. I forgive myself for every hurt, judgment, condemnation, unkind or unloving thought, belief, and perception I have held about or against myself. I forgive myself for any behaviors, habits, or actions motivated by unforgiveness, the unwillingness to forgive myself or others. I forgive myself with compassion and love. I ask for, accept, and claim the power of forgiveness. Today, believing and knowing that because I have asked, I have received, I am so grateful. I let it be, and so it is. Please open your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose with me and sigh. During our practice, we will always have a pen and journal handy in case there are things we want to jot down, and a glass of water. I do not have my glass of water with me right now, but please feel free to stop the video and go get a water if you'd like. We'll use this kind of as a transition. We begin by clearing the resistance. And we do that by using the karate chop. So these are your hands. You're going to take the outside of either hand. It doesn't matter which one. You're going to take your four fingers of your other hand and you're going to tap. Now, we always want to tap at least 7 times. Doesn't have to be hard, light pressure, right? We don't leave any bruises or marks. And again, we're going to repeat the statements out loud because of the vibration that they create. So no matter how silly you feel, I invite you to repeat after me. Even though there is a part of me that is resistant to forgiving myself, even though I say I want to, and then I don't, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Now, I switch hands. You don't have to. I do that so I can help keep count, so I know when we've done 3 times. Even though, again, repeat after me, even though there is a part of me that is resistant to forgiving myself, even though I say I want to, and then I don't, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. And 3rd time, even though there is a part of me that is resistant to forgiving myself, even though I say I want to, and then I don't, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Shake your hands out. Take a sip of water. Breathe in through your nose and sigh. All right. Our next statement is what we call our setup statement. It's a way of getting our consciousness online, waking up our mind to here we go. This is what we're willing to change. This is what we're ready to clear. Again, we do the karate chop 7 times, and we say our statement aloud 3 times. So let's begin. Even though I need to forgive myself, I want to forgive myself. And I have the divine opportunity right now to forgive myself. I still don't believe I deserve to be forgiven. Yet I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Second time. Even though I need to forgive myself, I want to forgive myself. I have the divine opportunity right now to forgive myself. I still don't believe I deserve to be forgiven. Yet I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. And last time. Even though I need to forgive myself, I want to forgive myself. And I have the divine opportunity right now to forgive myself. I still don't believe that I deserve to be forgiven. Yet I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Shake your hands out. Take a sip of water. And now breathe in through your nose and sigh. We begin by tapping on our eyebrows. So it's this space on the inside of your eyebrows, right here. And again, we're just going to repeat the statements. I feel guilty and ashamed about some of the things that I have thought, said, and done. And now under the eyes, side of the eyes. I said under, so side right here. Sorry. And the way I have hurt myself and other people. And now under the eyes. I feel so guilty about some of the things I've done,